biggest myths within our fitness culture is the myth of hard work. Not saying that it's a myth that it takes hard work or anything, but the myth of relying on hard work. I used to fall into this pattern a lot when I started to get in shape. I was like, well, my game plan is I'm going to work really hard at this, and I'm going to always work really hard at this, and if I want better results, I'm going to just work harder. Now this can work for the beginner. It can work for someone just starting out because going from nothing to something is going to produce some sort of success. But the fact is, you can't just keep working harder. You can only work so hard at diet, exercise, all this sorts of things. And if you want to get better results, you need to do more than just work hard. The fact is, hard work doesn't get you very far. No matter how hard you're working. It doesn't matter if you're working out so hard you're like vomiting in the trash can, and you're lying in a pool of sweat and blood, starfished on the floor, heaving and gasping for breath, and you can barely walk for 2 days. That's only going to get you like that far. It really is. So if you think of this as your starting point, and this is like your full potential where you are like superhuman, God's gift to fitness, hard work at the most will bring you to there. If that. The thing is, the body does not change because you work it. It does not change because you struggle and you suffer and you sacrifice. Fitness is a journey of education, learning and development. You can't just take your hand and hit it with a hammer and say, come on, get stronger. Keep hitting it with the hand. You know, we've got this connection between if it's harder, I should get better results. And there's a little bit to that. It's true to a degree, but after a certain point, it's a myth. It's an absolute myth. Your success boils down to how well you fulfill the root cause of your goal. Period. Regardless of how much hard work you put in. Now, it's going to take hard work to fulfill a root cause, sure. But there's no correlation between if you put in more effort, then you're going to get more back. It depends on how well you fulfill that root cause. So an example I use a lot is like, say you're trying to eat less cookies, okay? And you have cookies stocked in your kitchen, big old cookie jar, right? Every time you walk by that thing, you have to apply effort and energy and do a lot of, grunt work in order to avoid eating the cookies. Versus, let's say you just don't have them in the house at all. So they're kind of out of sight, out of mind. They both do the same thing, but one is significantly more effort. It takes a lot more hard work. Okay? The other thing we could say is with exercise. Let's say we want to get better at pull-ups. Okay? If you do that in a state of fatigue, and you're really tired, and you're cranky, and your mind is like off on other things and stuff, and it's like pulling teeth to get 10 pull-ups in, that's not going to do you any more good than if you're feeling great and fresh and you got all this energy and you bang out 10 like it's nothing. They're both the same thing. They're not, the harder one doesn't do you any more good. The thing we must understand is that hard work gets us so far, then it becomes about technique. It becomes about skill and education and learning how to further educate your body and further fulfill the root cause of your goal. That's the important thing that keeps you progressing forward. Relying on hard work, you're going to come to a certain point and you're just going to keep butting up against that wall. It's like those video games where you got the little character running into the wall constantly. And it's just this frustrating process that goes nowhere. Hard work is important, but it will not get you where you want to go by itself. Thoughts down below. Till then, be fit, live free.